4 p.m. on Wednesday, just about the best time slot one can have. So I'm going to try and make this a little bit lively. My name is Gautam Tambe. I'm co-founder and CEO of Springboard. We're an online school for new economy careers like data science, design, and cybersecurity. To figure out how this works. All right, so I'm going to start by telling you a personal story. A few years ago, my sister, a very, very talented illustrator, applied to go to grad school to learn UX design because it's a more lucrative career than illustration. She gets into some great programs, and when it comes to really signing on the dotted line, she balks at the idea of taking a $100,000 loan and decides not to go. Every year, millions of professionals, like my sister, struggle to get the skills they need to advance their career. And you're wondering, in a world where there's lynda.com and Pluralsight and Coursera reaching tens of millions of students, why is this still a problem? Well, it turns out, while all these websites have phenomenal content, content alone is not education. In the offline world, you wouldn't send your child to a library and say, go become a data scientist. Why have we been doing this online? At Springboard, we're changing that. How do we do this? Well, we offer 3 to 6 month-long programs that are completely online, but have 3 pillars that make them really effective. The first is a project-based curriculum. You spend anywhere from 100 hours to 500 hours in the Springboard class. Half of it is spent on creating an industry-ready project. For instance, in our digital marketing course, Google offers every student a $10,000 grant to actually run real ads on their platform for nonprofits. Now, how do you keep somebody engaged through a 500-hour program? Well, every student gets access to mentorship and community. Every Springboard student is paired with a mentor in the industry who works with them one-on-one every week on a video call. In addition, they get access to a community of peers where there's office hours and other ways to engage them. We have a community of more than 400 mentors now who work at amazing places like Dropbox and Uber and Airbnb and McKinsey, and they're excited to participate in the education system. The third is career support. So students get access to career coaching, mock interviews, resume reviews, portfolio reviews, and even the kind of things that are really hard to do in an online setting. For instance, how do you get over imposter syndrome when you need to apply to a job? Or just manage your job application funnel. Don't apply to 3 jobs and say, I didn't get one. And this is where a human advisor is really valuable. And finally, of course, we introduce them to employer partners. We found that when you combine these 3 things, it leads to an incredibly personalized experience where all of the content consumption is happening at their own time. So it's like a flipped classroom model, but then every student has the human support and guidance they need to really succeed in an intensive program. And they're able to do this in the comfort of their living room from Kansas City if they want, without quitting their job and moving to a new city and incurring any opportunity cost. A far better value proposition than a graduate school. Well, so let me tell you this approach works. Right? This is just one of our graduates, Tommy, who switched from being in finance and went and started a career as a UX designer at a Y Combinator-backed startup.
I chose Springboard because a lot of other programs required a full-time commitment to it, but Springboard gave a lot of flexibility for me as a student. So I continued working part-time at my finance job while studying all the Springboard materials and learning how to be a designer. The biggest highlight of the Springboard course was definitely the mentorship. My mentor Sado did a great job by guiding me in the right directions, but not always providing the straightforward answer. I ended up finding Staff Joy, and I'm the solo designer here. Once I was introduced to UX design and all the opportunities that I had, I knew that that was definitely the path that I wanted to take my career down.
So that's just one student. We have thousands of success stories like this, including my sister who took our UX course and went on to work at Philips as a UX designer in Amsterdam. For our career track programs, we have a 3 times ROI within the first year of somebody investing in it, and we have so far a 100% placement rate for everybody who's gone through them. And then there's the mentor side of it. We're enabling professionals who are at these amazing companies to participate in the education system by giving them a really seamless way to share their knowledge. One of my colleagues likes to call it Airbnb for their brains. Well, in 3 years since launching our programs, We've grown really rapidly and on track to doing 10 million plus in revenue this year. We've worked with 8,000 plus students. We have really positive unit economics and growing rapidly. We've raised about $11 million to date from some amazing investors, including the founders of Princeton Review and LinkedIn, as well as Learn Capital. But what I'm more proud of is we were profitable last year, so we're really not dipping into that capital for anything other than growth. We had a very focused start with a handful of courses. We just launched our cybersecurity program this morning and have our first few enrollments for it. And we're finding that lots of employers are coming to us now inbound to train their employees, and so we're starting to invest heavily this year in focusing on B2B employer training. The team behind this, I come from a family of educators. I was early at InMobi, where we grew from 80 to 800 people. My co-founder, Parul, is on MIT Technology Review's Top Innovators Under 35 list. And we have an amazing, amazing team that's really committed to building the next generation of online education. Just want to take a step back and leave you all with a thought. Right? We're entering an economy where the average millennial is going to have 15 jobs over their career, and the shelf life of skills is down to 2 years. Right? We believe that in this economy, well, undergraduate education is likely here to stay for a variety of structural reasons. But grad school, which has traditionally been a discretionary investment of $100,000+ early in people's careers, for a lot of people, especially when they want to do it vocationally, is going to break down into multiple smaller investments of $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, maybe 5 times over your career. And what we want to be is the place where these professionals come back and gain those skills and reinvent their careers every time they need to, which is going to be at many, many points, without having to take a loan, without having to quit their jobs and move to a new city, but yet having the human contact and support that most people need to succeed. So that's Springboard. I'd love to speak with you. If any of this is interesting, we're hiring across the board. We're looking for partnerships with universities, possibly, as well as employers. And so please come and find me. Thank you.